Most people drive through Casselman on their way somewhere else. They see a small town in eastern Ontario, maybe they catch a glimpse off the highway, and they keep going. But what they're missing is that this community has something genuinely special that's attracting new residents and building real wealth through real estate and creating a lifestyle that more and more people are actively choosing. And in this video, I'm breaking down the complete picture, the history that shaped the place, the geography that makes it work, the lifestyle advantages that keep people here, and why new builds from Solico Homes are literally flying off the shelf. And I'm going to show you why real opportunity in Casselman isn't what most people think it is. So stick with me, because if you're considering a move to Eastern Ontario, or if you're looking at this as an investment opportunity, you need to understand what's actually happening here. So let's get into it. And by the way, if you're new to the channel, well, welcome. And if you're not new, well, welcome back. My name is Mark Belanger. I'm a realtor with the Metro City Property Group. We're the largest EXP team in Ottawa. I'd be very happy to help you through your real estate journey. You can check me out at markbelangerrealty.com. Everything is there. Let's get in touch. So let's get back into the video. Let me start by painting a picture of where Casselman actually sits and why it matters more than you think. Casselman is located in Stormont, Dundas, and Glengarry County, and it's positioned approximately 75 kilometers directly east of Ottawa. But here's what makes this location everything. It sits right on Highway 417, which is the main corridor connecting Ottawa to Montreal. And this isn't a random detail. This is the foundation of why Casselman works as both a community and a real estate market. Now, let me take you back to understand how this place actually came to be. Casselman was founded as a mill town back in the 1800s. And the story is actually important because it explains the character of the community today. The town was built along the South Nation River, and that river powered mills that became the economic center of everything. People settled here because the river gave them opportunity. The water meant you could build, you can work, you can create something. Today, that same river and the town's strategic location are exactly why it's attracting modern families and professionals who want small town living without sacrificing access to major employment centers. And according to the 2021 census, Casselman has a population of around 3,500 residents. It's probably closer to 4,000 or even 4,500 residents given the growth percentages. Now, that might sound small, and it is. But here is what's significant. The surrounding municipality is experiencing 15 to 20% growth over the last 5 years. That's not a typo. That's genuine, sustained growth driven by people actively relocating from Ottawa and Montreal because they want affordable housing and a better quality of life. These aren't people who got priced out and had to move. These are people who are making a deliberate choice. The highway location is genuinely a game changer for real estate appeal, and here's why. Residents can live in a quiet, community-focused town while maintaining a 30 to 45-minute commute to Ottawa's tech corridor or even Montreal's financial district. For remote workers and for professionals who want small-town benefits without urban costs, well, this is perfect. You get the peace and quiet and the space of a small town, but you're not isolated. You're connected. You can be in your home office in Casselman, as an example, and if you need to be in Ottawa for a meeting, well, you'll be there within the hour. All right, so now that we understand where Casselman is on the map and why it matters, let me talk about what actually makes living here really enjoyable day to day, because location is only part of the story. So let's start with affordability, because this is where a lot of people's eyes open up. In Casselman, the average home price hovers around $500,000 to $750,000. This is for a detached home. And you compare that to Ottawa, where the properties will run you $200,000 or $300,000 more. You're getting more space, more land, and fundamentally a better lifestyle for less money. And that's not a small thing. That's the foundation of why people are moving here. The income statistics tell an interesting story as well. According to StatsCan, the average household income in this area is approximately $85,000 to $95,000 annually. Now, pair that with property values that have appreciated 8 to 12% annually over the past 3 years, and you're looking at genuine wealth building happening. These aren't speculative numbers. This is outpacing inflation, and it's creating real equity for homeowners. A home purchased 5 years ago for $450,000 is now worth significantly more, and that appreciation is consistent. But affordability is only one piece. The second thing that attracts people to Casselman is something you can't always quantify, but it absolutely matters: the community and the quality of life. Casselman has strong schools. The schools here have solid reputations and are integrated into the community. The crime rate is significantly below the provincial average, and we're talking about 3,500 incidents per 100,000 residents in Casselman, and you compare that to Ontario's provincial average of 5,200 incidents per 100,000, and that's a real difference. That means your kids can actually play outside. That means you don't need to worry about your car being actually broken into. That means there's actual safety. The town has an active community center. There are farmer markets throughout the year. There are events that bring people together. When I talk to residents, they tell me all the time that they actually know their neighbors. What a concept. They know the people at the grocery store. Their kids have friends at school, and they see those same families at community events. There's a genuine sense of belonging. Now, you can't put a price on any of that, but it absolutely affects the property values and the buyer satisfaction. People who feel connected to their community, they don't leave. They stay. They invest in their homes. They recommend the area to friends, and that stability strengthens the entire real estate market. The third thing that's attracting people is new infrastructure and new development. And this is important because it signals confidence in the community's future. Casselman is investing in upgrades right now. New water and new sewer systems are being implemented. Road improvements are actually happening. And the town is attracting small business investments. And when a community invests in infrastructure, it's saying we believe in our future. And that confidence is contagious, and it attracts more investments, more residents, and more real estate activity. These factors, the location, the affordability, the community, the infrastructure investment, these are why new builds are becoming the smart choice in Casselman. And let me show you specifically why Solico Homes properties are the best representation of what Casselman offers. Solico Homes understands something fundamental that a lot of developers miss. They're not trying to impose a suburban template on a small town. They're building properties that respect the community character while offering contemporary features. These aren't cookie-cutter developments where every house looks the same and feels generic. Each home is designed with the Casselman lifestyle in mind. The finishes are thoughtful, the layouts are functional, and the homes are integrated into the community, not isolated on some outer edge. And here's what the market is telling us about Solico Homes in Casselman. These properties are selling within 30 to 45 days of listing on average. And that speed matters. It's not just because the market is hot, it's because there's a genuine buyer demand and confidence in the actual builder and the community. Properties typically appreciate 5 to 8% within the first year of completion, and that's significant. You're not just buying a home, you're buying into appreciation from day one. Now, here's something else that matters about Solico's positioning in Casselman. Location within the town matters. Solico is strategically building in areas with proximity to schools, parks, and town amenities. These homes aren't isolated on the outskirts. They're integrated into the community. You can walk to things. Your kids can get to school. You're part of the town and you're not separated from it. That drives both immediate satisfaction and long-term value because people will pay more for a home that's connected to community rather than being isolated. And when you buy a Solico home in Casselman, you're not just buying a property, you're buying into a builder with a proven track record, a location that's actively appreciating, and a community that's growing. This combination is genuinely rare in small town Ontario real estate. Most small towns are either stagnant or they're experiencing growth that feels chaotic and unplanned. Casselman, on the other hand, is experiencing planned, sustainable growth with quality builders like Solico leading the way. Let me address this from an investment perspective because I know a lot of you are looking at Casselman not just as a place to live, but as a real estate opportunity. The appreciation potential is real. Casselman's property values are climbing because supply is limited and demand is rising. New builds from quality builders add legitimacy and they attract serious buyers, which strengthens the entire market. When you have a respected builder putting quality homes on the market, it raises the bar for the entire community. It says this place is worth investing in. And the data from the past 5 years is pretty compelling. Casselman homes are appreciating much faster than the Ottawa equivalents. That difference compounds significantly over time. But appreciation is only one side of the investment equation. The rental market strength is the other side. With professionals commuting to Ottawa or to Montreal, rental demand is solid and consistent. A 3-bedroom home in Casselman can rent for about $2,100. That's consistent cash flow. That's offsetting mortgage costs for investors. That's the kind of stability that makes real estate investments work. And remember, we're talking about home purchases that are significantly less expensive than the Ottawa equivalent. So getting higher rents from a lower cost investment is obviously the way to go. And I just want to put a pin in it. The average rental yield in Casselman are running about 5 to 7% annually based on current property values and rental rates. And you compare that to Ottawa's 3 to 4% yield, and you understand why investors are looking at Casselman seriously. The numbers work better here, and your money works harder. And looking forward, there are genuine growth catalysts that will continue to drive Casselman's attractiveness. The Ontario government is investing in rural infrastructure. Highway improvements are being planned. Broadband expansion is happening. Regional development initiatives are in motion. These aren't promises. These are investments being made right now. And over the next 5 to 10 years, Casselman will become more accessible, more connected, and more valuable. All right, all that being said, it's all sunshine and lollipops from a positive perspective. Now let's look at the other side, because Casselman isn't for everyone, obviously. If you need urban amenities, if you want nightlife on a regular basis, if you need constant entertainment options and restaurants on every street corner, well, Casselman isn't for you. This is a small town. It's quiet. It's community focused. If that sounds limiting to you, then you need to be honest about that before you actually buy, obviously. Casselman is for people who value community, who want space, who appreciate affordability, and who are comfortable with a slower pace of life. That's not a weakness, it's just the reality. Make sure that all of this aligns with what you actually want. All right, so I think I'm gonna wrap up the video here, ladies and gentlemen. We've talked about the advantages and the disadvantages of Casselman. We know where it sits on the map. We understand that it's a small town, but growing. And all of this is all good if that's really what you want. I'm 15 minutes away from Casselman. I made the decision to live in a small town. I live in Russell, Ontario, which is, like I said, about 15 minutes away. So I understand what is appealing about the small town lifestyle. So reach out to me. We can coordinate last minute showings. I can book an appointment with you at Solico if that is something that you want to do. I'd be very happy to tour you through the neighborhoods. That's something that I enjoy doing on a regular basis. Aside from that, go to my website at Mark Belanger Realty. You'll see all the stats and all the tools through that particular website. There's a readiness quiz. And again, I talk about it all the time. That readiness quiz is designed to help you. It'll take about 2 minutes. It'll flesh out some questions. It'll put you in the proper mindset. And then from there, click on my Calendly link. Let's have a conversation. Let's book 20 minutes or a half an hour. That's really where the process starts. And then from there, of course, we're going to go look at some homes and we're going to see if Casselman is something that you want to entertain. So I'll leave it there. Thank you very much. I hope this video was informative in some small way. And I say it all the time. I look forward to putting these videos together on a weekly basis. So until the next video, stay smart, stay invested. I'll see you in the next vid.